Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for June 19th through the 25th, 2017. So let's take a moment to take a deep breath and to allow everything that is on our minds to let it go, to surrender any concerns or worries, to let go of those thoughts, that to no longer focus. What they're writing here is to not fixate on those types of thoughts, but instead to concentrate or focus on love, focus on your hopes, and just to be in your heart, to center in your heart for a moment, to just focus on your hopes and the things you love. And they want you to know that you are safe. And they're writing the word please. There's a sense that they really want you to get a sense. It's like I feel like they're pleading with you, and they wrote the word please. And they write the word easy and safe. It seems like they want you to please trust that things are getting easier, and that you will be safe, that your hopes, to hold on to your hopes and your dreams, to not let them fade away. They're writing out the word, they're saying, they wrote out the word hurt, and they just wrote out the word news, and they write out the word job. So it's a sense of not letting your feelings get hurt, or let your hopes be dashed because some news, maybe about a job, doesn't come through, that you were expecting something to come through. Now they're writing out the word castle and the word beat, and it feels like, this has something to do with you're worried about, securing your home, and sort of being in a, not only your home, but the castle, but your assets, and that you've really been sort of beating the pavement, or beating up on yourself a lot about the responsibility of and your obligation to secure your finances. You've been feeling like you're not on your game. They write out this word, and they want you to know that they wrote out the word full, and that I get the sense that's coming to me that they want you to know that you have their full attention, that always nothing is that you do is never not being watched over by God and the angels. And they really want you to understand that you can't give up, because heaven never gives up, because heaven doesn't have time to think in this way. When we think in this way, when we start seeing the negative, when we start beating up on ourselves, is because we're in a state of resistance. So we are no longer allowing and being receptive to the solutions. And the universe is never absent or never void of any solutions. So they never lose hope, because they never offer resistance. And when you and I, quote unquote, lose hope, we're offering resistance in its place, in the place of what the universe would offer to you in terms of abundance. Now, that's really interesting. I don't even know if I can repeat that, but at least it's here in the recording for you to hear. So don't lose hope. And when you do, just know that you're offering resistance instead, in place of your dreams, which means you're disconnecting yourself or allowing yourself to become disconnected from the abundance and alignment and well-being that God represents. Now, God came through very clearly. I have an angel number they want me to share with you. The strongest that I've ever felt His presence. It was so clear and so strong and so warm and almost as I could feel touch with all my senses. And so when God comes through, as I've mentioned probably before, it's a symbol for me when He writes out His name, that and His presence to me represents that whatever you are praying about, it is already handled. It is done. So that means that we really need to stand with God and keep our focus on our hopes, to not let anything to distract you. So don't give up, okay? This is very important. No matter how things play out in this week, don't give up and don't lose focus, is what He's saying. The angel number is 104, and this is from Doreen Virtue's book, Angel Numbers 101. So just in case you haven't picked this up yet, it's very useful, especially if you've been seeing a lot of angel numbers. And it says, you are surrounded by the love of God, wow, and the angels who are lifting you up to a happier level. You can speed up this effect by maintaining a positive outlook. All right, so, I mean, you can't get any better than this. You're surrounded by the love of God and the angels who are lifting you up to a higher level. You can speed up this effect by maintaining a positive look. And this just really just confirms what they were just saying to us. So this is about you trusting, okay? And even though right now you're feeling, as they're showing me, very vulnerable, they're showing me a woman, but it's, my visions are drawings, like cartoons, but they're showing me this woman with her skirt up and her behind exposed. So something has caught you off guard, or something has gotten underneath, something has kind of gotten underneath your skin, is the feeling that I'm getting, and is causing you, I feel like you're allowing some outside influence to make you feel vulnerable. You're given all of you're siphoning all of your power towards this, and in a way you feel embarrassed, for lack of a better word, and you can't let your pride kind of get in your way. And pride, and when we feel things like embarrassment, because we've been exposed in a way that we're unprepared for something, or caught off guard. This, you can't allow those things to distract you, to take you off of that concentration of love and blessings. And I get a sense that they wrote up the word can, and I feel like that you are able. And right now you're not feeling able, okay? But you are able. And as you tap into this, and writing out the word speed, things are going to pick up soon, okay? Is the sense I'm getting from that. Things are going to pick up very soon. And they want you to know, they wrote they love you. And they're writing the word cafe, which is my word for, symbol for networking. So there's going to be some other networking that's going to happen here. So I'm getting a sense that because God is writing His name again, and God has handled this. He's orchestrating this whole thing. So let's just say what I'm sensing is, even if you're disappointed about one particular outcome, there is still some kind of opportunity that's going to come out of this. It's the sense I get, and I've heard many people say, like, and it just comes to mind right now as an example, and they've been writing this word example, so maybe this is it. But I've heard, performers say they go to an audition, they don't get it, but someone there sees them and they get another job. And I get a sense that it's something like this, that whatever your situation is, and even if it's something, a love match as well, because they keep writing out this word, and I'm getting this sense, even though you thought you things didn't turn out or work out in that relationship, or it was like a date and you had a lot of hopes about this person, and but what ends up happening is that's you this arrangement just happens so that you can bump into this other person, and that this one didn't work out because it wasn't supposed to, but it was to bring you there so that you could meet the person that you're supposed to meet. And likewise, if it's a job or any situation. So don't cap out, okay? Don't set limits. See, that's the thing. When the universe orchestrates something for you, they never put caps. And so you do that with expectations. So you're going for something, and then you cap it. You go, this is it. Like, this is what I'm there for, and if I don't get this, then I'm lost. And we kind of say that instinctively without even putting words to it when we have expectations, which means we don't know. That's why we always feel like we don't know where to go next, because you've set caps on experience. It's like you lock it in, and there are doors and windows. The universe doesn't even, like the floors are see through, and the ceilings are, have sun. What do you call those? Sun windows in them. So the universe never deals with walls and borders and floors and ceilings where you can't see. Okay, so don't let your expectations put an illusion that there are no windows, no doors, no sun roofs or glass floors. Okay, so they really don't want you to do this, because so stay wide open. Know that there's always going to be another door. It's just the law of the universe. Why is there always another door? Because there's always a choice. And not just a choice. And we say this because it's typical how we say it, but in truth, there are always choices. I mean, an equal amount of choices, an abundance of choices. And there are many things, and that's why some of you run into this and you don't pay attention to it as a blessing, because you get frustrated when you have too many good things going on and you say, I don't know what to do. And then you make a dilemma about that. You see how our ego works, because it's afraid. Remember, it's not evil, it's just afraid. And so you have to stop being afraid. Stop being afraid to hope. I know that's why we put those expectations there. Guys, we kind of disguise it as expectation, like it's, we're being positive, but no, you're being fearful. You're afraid of risk, so you set expectations, which really is translated into limits, narrowing your scope, so you don't, you're guarded and protected, so you don't get hurt. Weird, right? Going, aha, yeah. So get rid of them. And just always know that the universe always has options. Many, many options. And when you get used to embracing that, then you just won't get hurt so easily. You won't be disappointed. And you'll stop making a big issues when you are overwhelmed by too many blessings. And you'll stop making issues when it looks like something didn't work out. You just will stop making issues in general. That's the whole idea of this rant that they're sharing with you, is you let go of all of this this expectation thing. Not saying that you don't have goals, not saying that you don't have that you don't feel a purpose. And it's just that you let that purpose always be general, you know, um, thinking of all the different ways that you can be happy fulfilling that purpose, never just letting it be limited so that you get hurt and disappointed and, say, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. The self-fulfilling prophecy. It's easy to have those come true when we are limited by our expectations, which we think are really positive. So they want you to let go, surrender this week. Just surrender and be open, and just let things flow naturally. No, don't be given so easily to disappointment. No, there's something that there's something else that's waiting for you. Archangel Raphael is coming through right now, and he's asking to pray with you, for you to pray with him and healing your heart. I can feel a very hard plate over your heart right now. And he wants you to, he wrote the word leap. So he wants you to start leaping more in order to just clear that plate. Because that plate, it feels like a guard, like a steel wall over your heart, is put there because you are always thinking of the risk, always trying to protect yourself. And when you do that, you create a wall over love. Love is a protection within itself. It's freedom. Love doesn't think about being hurt and needing to be protected. It just expresses itself. And when you do anything that you think is even slightly admirable, in regard to protecting your love, you're not protecting your love. You are putting up guards that will suppress that love and your connection with it and your recognition of it and your ability to actively and freely work with it. So let's just ask Archangel Raphael, let him just sort of help you to dissolve this wall that you've put around your heart. And in your heart right now, just pray and ask Archangel Raphael to uplift, is the word he's writing. He wants you to just ask him right now in your heart to uplift your heart. Because, see, you don't have to get rid of the wall. When you uplift your heart, the joy clears the illusions. And they're just illusions. They're paper thin, not even paper thin. They're just illusions, right? So asking him to just uplift your heart and also to uplift your body. Ask him to right now uplift your body. And then have those illusions, those walls of illusions around your body just dissolve. And just keep asking him to do this and affirming, he's saying, that you are safe. That as you ask him to uplift your heart and uplift your body, that you affirm that you're safe. Feel the safe security as Archangel Raphael, God and the angels, embrace you as you pray. This is a form of clarity that you're praying for. Sometimes we think we have to work really hard, like do all kinds of things to get rid of things that we've done or blocks that we believe are there, and it is not so. To play with them, to try to get rid of them, is to give them reality. So you must work from the source of truth. And the source of truth, the starting place for me is always to pray for clarity. Because if I can change the way or see the differently, then I can automatically heal. I can automatically allow myself to transform in the ways that I seek. And if I ask, and this is really wonderful, this prayer to ask constantly to uplift something, uplift your heart, uplift your body, to uplift your mind in joy, in love. Simple, but I believe effective and clear and truthful. meaning that it's alignment. It's a prayer of alignment because you're working with the constructs, the programming of source consciousness or God's love. When we pray like to protect, those things aren't true in truth. From God's perspective, you're not in any harm. That these are the illusions that become real because we give them our belief, right? And we believe we need to protect our heart. Like a lot of people feel like they need to defend God and they go around, declaring people sinners and all kinds of things as if God needs protecting, like his world can be diminished because of the choices that you and I make. It's not possible. We were not created. We did not create God. God created us. And God is his love is a permanence. It's eternal. So you and I can't do anything. We can make mistakes, but we cannot erase or rewrite the programming of God's love. So therefore, what we need to focus on is ourselves and uplifting ourselves, our hearts, our minds, our bodies, the things that, anything that we want, we should uplift it through the love of God. That's the only thing that you need to do. And what others are doing, don't be so concerned about that because it bothers you because you're not in alignment, because you're not uplifting, you see. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the theme of the week, the Archangel Oracle. And this is pretty loud and clear. Archangel Metatron. We saw this card very recently, I'm sure. So prioritize. The Archangel Metatron says, focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. I'm really feeling like in this week, we need to not allow things to distract us, to allow what others are doing to distract us, to not allow how we see the world, when we have those moments when we perceive things in a negative way, to not allow that to distract us from our goals. And that goal is always happiness. That goal is always fulfillment, the expression of love. And so when you don't feel happy, go general and just understand that whatever you're focused upon is not creating alignment for you. So pray in that moment to uplift your mind if you're struggling there, for the clarity that you need to perceive the truth. And when you ask to perceive the truth, you're asking automatically to see the opportunities that are available to you. And it doesn't mean that those opportunities are going to be like, the lamb and the lion laying down. It could be that your opportunity is to bring some kind of goodwill to those who are seeking it but do not know how, but they've been asking for that clarity. And the alignment comes, a moment where you intersect arrives because you're both focused in the exact same way, uplifting your mind, seeking to uplift your mind and your heart. Okay? So we want to be on this track. This is what helps us to lead successful and fulfilling lives when we are focused through our alignment. Meaning when we're asking always to uplift our hearts and our minds, and then to do the work that does this. And when we make this our job, then in our careers and in our relationships, we then find people, because the law of attraction, and they've been writing this word out a lot, so the law of attraction then will only give you what you're offering. And so it must bring to you others who are also seeking the same alignment, seeking purpose through alignment, which is to uplift the mind, uplift the heart, to uplift the world. not to try to change the world, because then you're working in resistance, especially when people aren't ready. You do make changes to the world, but you do it when you're trying to uplift the world. The change happens when you are being who you are, when you're expressing or offering love. Not the kind of change where you go around telling people they're wrong and they need to do better. That gets you more resistance and therefore creates unhappiness for you. So we're not saying that you're not going to have challenges in this, but you're going to find them meaningful. And that's the difference. They won't feel like a challenge in the negative sense. They'll feel like a challenge in a positive sense because you'll feel that there is a connection there. And there's a mutual connection on both sides, even though it may appear like they're not where they need to be or where you need to be in order to do what you need to do, but there's an agreement of truth from the well-being of all. This is the kind of relationships we want to begin to forge in our world. And we can't do that if we're not doing it with a clear mind. And the only way to have a clear mind is to uplift your mind first and your heart. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the card for the first part of the week. Let's see, we're getting close to time. So, the King of Spring, which is the King of Wands. And this is a leader who inspires. So just what we were talking about. Someone, the element of fire, this is about energy, this is about going forward, taking action, very decisive, and really holding that spiritual value here is what you're being guided to do and to align with those things. And this card says a financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter of your cause. So this means that career-wise, that you may maybe you're searching for something that will create the kind of security or the alignment that we've been speaking about. But you want something that's fulfilling. You want something that you believe in. And because when you do this, then your insights, your inspiration, your clarity, it flows for you. You know, your heart's open the whole time and you're really able to make a difference. And so this also gives me a sense that you're seeking to make a difference. But as I said, this has to be done by always praying to uplift your heart, uplift your mind, and to uplift others who are ready, and to recognize that connection, that connection on a deep spiritual level. To be aware of that connection is very important for you at this time. All right, let me just tune in and see if there's any additional messages that I'm getting about this card. So the week starts off with you really being sort of focused and, you know, being inspired. This could also represent someone coming to your life who inspires you, who gives you that boost, who gives you that boost of confidence, and to sort of pursue something crystal clear. And they wrote out the word sapphire, and I'm not quite sure the reference here, but maybe there's something with your spiritual side, or where you are some new vision comes to you. So something unexpected. So that's what they're, be aware of something unexpected coming through that formulates out of something that maybe you weren't expecting. But just know that a blessing is definitely in store. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. Oh, another court card. And we have the Prince of Autumn, which is the Prince of, or the Page of I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles. So the the Knight of Pentacles is someone who's very meticulous to details, who isn't afraid to get in there and to do the work that needs to be done. So to think of him someone who's willing to invest his time and energy. So he's going to get, I'm feeling the sense of he's not afraid to get into the ground and work himself. So he's committed to whatever it takes to forge his plans ahead. And so I feel like at the beginning of the week, you get this sense where something inspires you, that something comes to you unexpected, even if there was some kind of disappointment. And you get this inspiration, but then in the middle of the week, you're ready to start making contacts and reaching out to people and organizing projects or organizing the components or gathering the components that you need in order to start getting to work. So it's like I'm hearing like it's like the tools. You need the tools. You're going to take the tools now. So you're going to have the tools and you're going to start working with those tools. So I'm saying the word ground is the sense of hit the ground running. So in the middle of the week, it's sort of like you start to hit the ground running because you have the tools. Just know that the archangels are there, and they're writing this out, and to call upon the angels and God to remember to uplift your mind about service, or to uplift your heart to help you to dedicate yourself to the service of love that means a lot to you. So don't get distracted. I get a sense like you may find yourself getting a little distracted about what your purpose is, and pray for that to uplift your mind about the service that you are providing so that you can uplift others. All right, let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. And we have the Sun card. Okay, and the Sun card, because the Sun represents energy and growth. And here we have the Wands, which is about fire, and the autumn, earth. And so there's an opportunity here for something to really grow this week. And with the Sun card, the sun is going to be shining clear and bright in your life, the energy of the sun, and helping to raise the crops that you've been growing or you've been harvesting in your goals. So this card represents success, the potential of success. So either there's going to be a successful outcome, or what you're doing is going to lead to potential success and future success. Okay, so you're definitely on the right path. The card says plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the blessings of life. So you get a sense that from what you do, so that's why I don't want you to lose hope. Keep working towards your dreams, even though you feel like you're not seeing enough of what you want. But keep doing it, because see, the thing is that you are not noticing that someone's noticing what you're doing. And they're writing out the word sow as to say, you're going to reap what you sow, okay? And you've sown and you will reap. So don't get distracted. It's very important for you to understand this. Don't get distracted this week. And they're writing out the word leap. Don't be afraid to take a leap, okay? So they're writing out the word pool, and the sense is that you may find yourself, the pool water, kind of water represents the sort of unconsciousness, and you may feel like you don't have all the details, and you're kind of just you don't know where this is going, but pay attention to the emotional content. If it feels right, jump in, go for it. This is a With this card, you can definitely be reassured that this is going to be a wise investment, that it's going to be fulfilling for you in every way. You are going to feel energized. Don't be worried about the right under word energy. Don't worry that you're not going to have enough energy, or that you won't feel motivated enough, or this won't be exciting enough for you. Maybe this, it's going to be boring if it's a relationship, or the writing, you think, oh, this will be over before it begins, and then where will I be then? None of this is true. This is just your ego talking. Okay, so they want you to believe in this opportunity. So just stick with your goals here. Just it's about staying focused here with the Archangel Metatron this week. It's about staying focused. It's about working and using the tools. So it's also interesting that one of the things is that to ground ourselves, work with your tools. Use your tools. Now you may find different approaches with those tools, but still use your tools. So don't throw your tools away, meaning don't throw your skills away, or don't throw your talents away. You may find other ways of working with them. That may be what the king does, is he has you come up with a way of re-envisioning ways to use those tools, to use those strategies. Maybe your plans didn't work out the way you thought, but those are still good plans. So maybe you just need to see those plans in a different way. Okay, you get where we're going with this. So just don't give up. Keep searching. As I keep saying the word Google, which is my symbol for search. Okay, it can mean literally search on the web, or it can mean symbolically. But don't give up. And they're writing out the word sympathy, and I don't know, but it feels like, don't get just caught up in either people looking for sympathy or you looking for sympathy. But I know that doesn't sound compassionate, but sometimes we play victim. Don't go into that place where you see yourself as powerless. Okay? Now let's take a look at the card from well, you really can't get better than this card. I mean, with the Sun card, the Six of Spring, which is Six of Wands, which is the card of victory here. And it says, wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring reward, success and public recognition. So this is the card that's from the bottom, which is what's motivating what's going on underneath. And so this is saying that you are headed to a successful outcome, where you're recognized, possible promotions. It's just all going to work out in your favor. Any of the challenges that you seemingly are going through right now, that's in the Five of Wands, is all going to work out in your favor. Okay? I saw a flash of a word, but I don't know what I saw, but it looked like entertainment. But so, I don't know if someone is something with entertainment industry that you may be applying for, and that may be a message for you. But nonetheless, they're writing out the word hard and family, and something about that you may be worried about this being hard on your family, or you've been working really hard, and you have a family that have responsibilities, or maybe people in your family, because it can happen, haven't believed that this is something that's worth your time. But just know that you're wise. They wrote it word sage, and you're going to be happy for sticking this out. Okay, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and thank you for joining us here each week. If you're looking for an angel reading, feel free to contact me at theangelschool.com on the service page, where you can find this in the description link below, as well as you can also find me on Facebook for the daily card messages, and here. So subscribe, and thank you for sharing. Everyone, have a blessed week. And may God continue to bless you and prosper your lives. Until next week, God bless you all.